Matt, you still got us?
Yes, sir.
Jordan to the circle, puts the shot in the air. Good! The game's over, and the Bulls have won.
This is the Notebook Wagering Show on the Wylde Style Network. Here are your hosts, Q, Smitty, and Matt.
Thursday night, we are off and running tonight. Live from the Salisbury Center, powered by Monster Energy. We got the full team here, man. We got Matt back from the woods. He survived. And we got our guy, Justin, man. Justin is going to be joining us, man. He's done such a great job out of the bullpen that we just said, man, we got to get Justin on. So Justin is going to be joining us every Thursday night, man. We're going to be breaking down a lot of sports, a lot of action, a lot of bets. Let's win some money. I'm going to see how the boys are doing. Let's go to Matt, man. Matt, I'm so glad that you survived the woods, man. How are you doing?
Hey, I survived enough to even hop online for a minute, but
yeah, that was fantastic.
Trip was nice. Off and on weather was the only downer, but good friends, good eats, good fishing, good fun.
Awesome. Justin, welcome to the studio, buddy.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good, man. Great to have you here, man. Great to have you here. Justin's going to be breaking down some live.
Tell Justin pull the mic towards we
There
couldn't hear him at all.
There you go, man. Okay, so Justin's going to be joining us. Justin said he's doing great, man. Justin's going to be getting his, man, Justin just drilled the draft, man. If you go back to that draft show, this guy, I think he's GM quality. I think he should be in the GM suit with somebody and be breaking down some teams here. So we're going to be breaking it down. Let's do some live bets, everybody. Live bets tonight. Let's win some money. Maddie, any live bets tonight?
I'm going to go, I have 4 in, and these are risky tonight. I'm going to go with some bigger payoffs. So we're going to take Pacers +9 tonight for the NBA. That's the typical anywhere -110, -120 you can find. I'm going Dallas Stars. Money line was -145, I believe. I'm not sure if that changed. It's been a while. I'm going to do not quite your over first period, but I'm going to do a goal the first 10 minutes tonight. And then the big one of the night, I'm taking the White Sox to upset the Orioles tonight, money line. I believe it's +220. Mike Clevenger's on the hill. He's actually not pitched awful, but he needs to get through the 5th inning because their bullpen is just awful. So he's got to get through 5. If he gets blown up early, then you can pretty much rip up that ticket. But they're okay at home. I know they're awful overall, but they're 10-14 at home. Maybe they can get a little crowd tonight, get into it. It's a beautiful night out. So, hey, roll with the White Sox, money line +220.
All right, man. I'm right with you here. I'm jumping in this NHL, and we're going to talk NHL here in a little bit. I jumped this morning. I took Dallas. I got the Stars -135. I just think they're a better team than Edmonton, but we'll talk about it. Over first period, 1.5 -130. I jumped on that too. Edmonton, the last series, 5-2 to the over first period. I think Dallas is going to score a little bit. Maybe the Oilers can throw one in there. Let's add that up. So I'm on that. Hey, this one's off, but I'm going to shout it out. I did the under 162 Minnesota Lynx, Connecticut Sun, WNBA. We'll talk WNBA for a split second here. Boston team points. We're going to talk NBA in a few, but I'm going to take the Celtics over 116.5 -125. And I'm going to go Derek White tonight. He had 15 in game 1. I'm going to go -130 over 16.5 tonight with Derek White. I think he has a big game. That is the place tonight.
Boo to Derek White.
Boo to Derek White? Why?
Yeah. I bet his over 3s game 1, and he hacked up a 2 for 8. Couldn't get me one more.
All right. Justin, no plays?
No.
Okay, just myself and Matt will probably be the more the degenerates on the show, and that's okay. We need a good stand-up guy in studio than me and Matt. So, hey, what's going on, Ken? And John back behind the glass. Hey, let's get
Am
John
I a
in here.
degenerate? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Not
you're
a stand-up individual.
You are a stand-up. And one of the hardest working guys behind the glass. John, what's happening, my friend?
Hey man, it's another Thursday. Looking forward to this weekend. Looking forward to the shows. That's about it.
And we got our great leader out there too, working hard. Jeff's behind the glass, just working really hard right now. So thanks again. Tune in and
Working real hard.
working real hard.
Facebook shut my account down.
Oh, you better get on that.
They think that I'm not real.
Conspiracy theory, everybody. Hey, if you're in this area, you better get to the Salisbury Center, man. They're putting on everything down here. Anything you need, it's here. Best place in the Northern Virginia area. Get here and tune into all the great shows. Stand Up and Shout, Tribe Called Jess. John, go.
We're also live on TikTok tonight as well, so that's a new one for us, and Kick. So we're going out to more platforms, and Notebook is extending their reach.
I love it. I love it very much.
That.
Ken, hello, boys. Unofficial start of the summer. Yeah, let's go. Let's crank it out, Ken. All summer long, Dallas, Florida final. I agree with you, Ken. I have that. So let's get after it. Celtics. Let's go NBA, boys. Let's go NBA. First game, Boston. Man, if you're a Celtics fan, that was tight. That was not fun. And, you know, Boston was minus 10. Over under was 222 high. Went to OT. You know, Boston got out quick. It was 12-0. And, man, the Pacers just took punch after punch and came back. Maddie, I'll start with you. No Porzingis until maybe game 3, game 4. What's your overall thoughts on game 1, and what do you think's going to happen tonight?
I'll tell you what, if I'm a Pacers fan, I'm really mad. If I'm a Celtics fan, I'm really disturbed that they didn't put them away after, you said, 12-0. The Pacers took every shot and kept coming. And then lo and behold, 3 straight possessions in the last 50 seconds. They fumbled away a pass. They threw away another inbound. And then not guarding Brown on the 3-pointer, although it was actually really good defense. But he threw up a miracle and it went in. And then they blew it in OT, and that's kind of expected. I'll say this. I think Boston wins tonight and they can rest easy, because then I think they'll basically cruise to the series. But if they do lose tonight, this is going to be a sweat for Celtics fans, because these young guys from the Pacers are going to push them up and down the court. Even Jaylen Brown at the end of the game said, man, they really forced the tempo and we bit into it. So Celtics maybe going to try to slow them down tonight and not let them get out and run. But I think they get it done tonight and go up 2-0.
All right, I don't like hearing that slow down. Let's go. I want up and down because I got the team points. Let's get crazy here. No, real quick, and I'm going to go to Justin then. Tatum, Tatum had 36, 12. Brown had a great game. Holiday was fantastic. Holiday, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. 5 starters in double digits for them. Indy had 5 starters too. Bench played really good for Indy too. Justin, overall, what's your thoughts on that first game?
Yeah, I mean, if the Celtics don't win tonight, I think it's going to be a tough series. The Pacers were the highest scoring team in the league, I think, this year, at 115, I believe it was. They're young, so Celtics need to put them away. You had 12 guys in double digits between both teams. The turnovers really affected the Pacers at the end of the game. The Pacers played in 3 games in 5 days in 3 different cities. So, that's tough.
Yep.
But if they can get some rest, maybe it'll be a series. See how it goes.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that team, that was just a team that crumbled, in my opinion. I mean, that team just really fell apart and they had that game. I mean, I did the jinx, Matt. You know it, because J-Cam that used to be on the show, man, loved Indy, and I kind of ripped them, and I said, hey, that's my bad, because they're going to take them game 1, and the reverse jinx came true for me, so I'm happy, man. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think the problem with the Celtics is they get a lead, and then it's just kind of three-pointer. And that kind of bothers me a little bit with the Celtics. And I've said it, I'm not the biggest fan of their head coach. I think the guy's stubborn. He wants his way, and he doesn't adjust at times. So I'm going to ask the guys this. Matt, I'll start with you. Is Tatum, in your belief, a superstar or maybe / a clutch player?
He's not a superstar. I don't think he's a top. So if you had to go through like everybody in the league, and you know who you're going to put up there: Giannis, Luka, Joker. I did it like by you could probably still even put LeBron up there. Tatum just he can't crack the top 5 over these guys. He's not. I don't think he's an alpha, which is crazy. I think Jaylen Brown is probably the alpha on that team, but Tatum is the best player. I just don't think he's a bona fide killer clutch guy. Maybe he's going to prove us wrong. I really, I'll say this though. When he came out, I was actually angry that the Sixers did not take him. Instead, I believe they took Markelle Fultz, who
Yep.
bust. Just
Yeah.
annoying. Can you imagine Tatum paired up with Embiid? Yeah, I think we may have gotten a title there so far. But he's a great player, but I don't think he is a bona fide superstar.
All right, Justin, what do you think?
I have to agree. I think he's a good team player. They have an all-around great team, but I don't think he's a superstar.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of people, I have a good friend that's a Celtics fan. He says that all the time. And he always goes, not clutch, not clutch, not clutch. He's no Larry Bird. Now, there's a lot of people that are not Larry Bird. But, yeah, I mean, he missed shot after shot in the fourth. He heated up in the OT.
Yeah, but he goes cold too easy.
Oh, he goes cold big time, big time. So, yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. I hope things, I was very impressed with Indianapolis. The head coach, though, for everybody that thinks he's a head coach, great head coach, I don't know. You got to foul. You got to foul, and he didn't foul. So we'll see what happens tonight. Okay, boys, real quick. Dallas last night, man, they went into Minnesota. Everybody was on Minnesota taking down Denver, and Dallas got a big win, 108-105. Luka, did his thing, 33, 6 and 8. Kyrie, 35 and 4. Here's the thing, though. They seemed a little slow, which Minnesota, absolutely, you had to think they were tired, Matt, overall. Edwards did have 19. McDaniels had 24. But what's your overall thought going in? I think Minnesota gets game 2. I really do. I think they bounce back. I think Dallas, this could go either way, so we'll have to see. But what's your overall thoughts on that one?
I think Dallas lures you into like a mousetrap. Like, hey, let's act like we're going to play really good defense. And somehow they are defensively pretty well off, but I watched Luke and I'm like, this dude doesn't play defense. Somehow they hold opponents to pretty low totals. And I think Minnesota, like you said, was a little tired. But the key was the 4 times they played this year, every game went under. So if I was a betting man, and I actually messaged you guys last night, I didn't bet it, but I would have leaned the Dallas T-Wolves game under. And of course, first game all year, it goes over. And I'm like, man, how did that happen? But it's Kyrie started off great. So that built up the points there because he's been struggling a little bit in the playoffs. And then Luka closed the door on him. I think Minnesota needs to get a better effort from Karl Anthony Towns. I believe he shot like 2 of 9 from 3. I don't know why he doesn't play a little more post game and they use his size and Gobert's size down low more. But I think the second game might revert back to an under, but who knows? I'll bet it'll probably fly over. But I actually like Dallas. I think Dallas is going to edge out this series. I don't really care for Minnesota's coach too much, so I'm going to give the coaching advantage to Dallas. And I think the superstar, I think Luka is still better than Anthony Edwards. I know everybody hyped up Edwards so much in the beginning, and the Jordan comparisons, just get rid of that. That's nonsense. He's really good. He's awesome. He's a killer. He wants to put a dagger in you, but he is not on that level yet. So let's finish that, but I'm going to be pulling for the Mavs.
All right, I just want to go in the chat here. Mike, what's going on? Pacers fans should be pissed. but let's go Pacers. Oh, come on now. I'm a Celtics guy. Come on. No, I'm just joking. Good job. We'll see. Thanks for being here, Mike. Scotty, man, what's going on? Good to see you again in the chat. Still hoping for the Celtics here. Solid headband, Daniel LaRusso. I love it. Daniel LaRusso is going to fight. Daniel LaRusso is going to fight.
All Valley Championships.
Wax on, wax off, everybody. Love it. Great movie. We have a podcast at 7, but a bank robbery at 8. That's great.
Yeah, I went with. So the theme is a little bit of red, white, and blue. You can't really see the red on the T-shirt, but a little Memorial Day tribute.
That's Body by Jake workout after. Man, I know I need a little Body by Jake workout here. Shed a couple summer pounds here. Let's go. Justin, what do you think overall? What'd you see in that game last night, and where's your thoughts heading forward in that?
I thought it was a hell of a game. I mean, there's a lot of back and forth. You know, the Wolves are terrible at home so far in the playoffs. I think they're 3-4. You know, we'll see how it goes in the next game. I'd like to see how they play on the road because they seem to be winning on the road in the playoffs. But, yeah, if Dallas can score that much, if Kyrie can step it up, I think Dallas might win. Yeah, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Well, you got just two guys that are daggers, man. Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, when you have those two guys that can finish, Kyrie is just fantastic at the rim. Mm-hmm. I mean, when he drives and what he can do, and what a great, if the Celtics get through and Dallas gets through, the soap opera, man, of him coming back to Boston. You know, those Boston fans love him a lot.
Oh, and Porzingis going playing his old team, too.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's a storyline right there.
Absolutely. A little Young and the Restless there. I love it. So, all right, there we go. Let's go Celtics tonight. We'll see what happens here. Oh, I did miss one of my live bets I'm going to throw in here. College baseball, man. We're in conference tournaments right now. 9 p.m. tonight. Jump on Mississippi State. -120. I played it tonight. I like it. I think they'll be okay. They play Vanderbilt. Vandy's playing pretty good ball lately, but I like Mississippi State tonight. -120, 9 p.m. Jump on that. Sorry, I missed that. All right, NHL. We got Panthers last night. Big win, 3-0 final against the Rangers. Hey, boys, I thought this was interesting. Looking at these teams, you know, the Rangers haven't won since 94. Panthers never. The Oilers 1990 and Dallas 1999. So, you know, in first periods, Florida in that last series was 5-1 with the under in the first period. I really like doing first period unders or overs. I like that bet. Again, it was 1-0 last night, so another under in that. So keep an eye on that if you like those bets, but 3-0 with that. Maddie, who do you think is going to come through here with the Panthers Rangers?
Panthers. It's dumb to say and dumb to even probably put this in a sports equation, but that president's curse somehow is real. And I think the last team to actually get to the Cup final as the President's Trophy winner was Nashville in 2018, and then they lost. So I think the last champion was the Blackhawks, maybe, as the President's Cup winner, maybe 2016 off the top of my head. Both goaltenders are playing great for them. I just think I can't believe I'm going to say it. I'm going to root for the Rangers. I don't know why. I should hate them, but I kind of like the team. But I think Florida has enough star power to get by them and make some noise. But I will say this. If you gave me $100 to bet one of these four teams, we're going to party like it's 1999, and we're going to roll with the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, I like Dallas. I think Dallas is going to beat Florida, but that's where I'm going with there. Justin, overall game tomorrow night, Friday, 8 p.m., ESPN. What's your thoughts? Who's going to win this series?
I still think the Rangers are going to pull it out. The Panthers are playing well. You know, the Panthers do have a very good goaltender, but I think the Rangers are going to pull it out.
All right. I know Old Man in the Garage, we're doing this little contest with points and series. Who wins series? He loves the Rangers. I'm on the Panthers in this. Yeah, I just want to go in the chat. Ken said Rangers ran into an elite goaltender. Yeah, they did last night. I mean, for sure. So, all right, game one tonight. You heard our bets. Myself and Maddie are on Dallas. I'm also over first period over 1.5. I just think, and again, I'm not the biggest hockey guy. I say that all the time. I gamble. I like dabbling here and there. I do watch some of this. I'm not Maddie. Justin might now be the hockey guys on here. So I just think I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup. That's just my opinion. So I'm all over Dallas in this series. I think it's going to be some higher scoring. It might get tight as we go on in the series. I think this one could be a little high scoring tonight. Maddie, thoughts?
I think it's going to be lower scoring. I
I
think
don't like hearing that, but that's why I love this show so much.
I think Dallas has the best 4 total lines left of the remaining playoff teams. And to me, Edmonton only has 1 line. So I think the Dallas Stars are going to shake up maybe a little bit of a line scheme, not really break them up, but they're going to put the best defenders out there on McDavid and Draisaitl. And I think they're going to try to beat the SHIT out of them and just take a physical advantage. But they got to play smart. You cannot give that Edmonton team a power play or it's curtains, man. That first line is so good. But like I said, best 4 lines are them and Jake Otter, he's playing really well. I think he's the equalizer. He definitely gives Dallas the edge over Edmonton and their goaltending.
All right. Justin, Dallas?
Yeah, I'm still on the Dallas train.
Get on board with us. I like it. There we go. So we'll see what happens there with that. All right, WNBA really quick. Man, I started off on fire. I was 4-0. I was feeling great last week. Here, giving it out, people are like retweeting it on social media. Then I lose 3 in a row. 1 by a half. I mean, just losing. So I'm on one tonight. I posted it. Man, but Maddie, you know, we talked. Clark's 0-5, I believe, with the Fever. I mean, we got problems, don't we, here? If you're an NBA, like, marketing person here, you already have some of the girls on some of the teams now complaining about the charters aren't nice enough. I mean, come on now. You weren't even getting a charter. Now you're complaining about the charters? Is this what's going on? Are people going to lose interest in the NBA, WNBA really, really fast here? Bad team, 0-5.
Yeah. They're actually kind of atrophying themselves, if that's a term. Like the inside hate for each other just grows like every night. I'm like, man, why can't you
Mean Girl Club?
Yeah, why can't you coexist and pump each other up? Instead, you're just chewing each other out, saying, "Oh, Caitlin Clark, the white privilege and the good looks." Come on now, just stop with the nonsense. Angel Reese can't close her mouth. And then it's not funny, but I was actually laughing the other day. They're saying how Cameron Brink, I believe her last name is, for the LA Sparks. They're like, oh, she might win Rookie of the Year. She's averaging 7 points, 6 rebounds, and like 2 blocks. I'm like, 7 points? And you're going to win Rookie of the Year? What kind of league are we watching here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't get into it. I can't do it.
I can. I'm gonna until I start. If the record stays okay, I'm into it. If the record doesn't,
even
then
for betting purposes,
then
I can't get.
Then I'm out. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. 7 points. Now come on. If it was 7 or 8 points with like 15 assists and some rebounds, maybe. And here's the thing with Clark. This is their mission to shut her down. I mean, they're up in her grill. And I mean, you know, she's a rookie. It's going to take some time for her to adjust to the league a little bit and everything. But I mean, the numbers aren't been great with the viewership, like we talked about with the college and everything like that. So, all right. I just wanted to throw it out real fast. So, I mean, Justin, you got anything on that?
No, I mean, they're a really bad team.
They're a bad
I mean,
team.
she scored the last game against New
She
York.
had 21, right?
Yeah. Her last game against New York, she had 9 points. I mean, I think she shot 25% field goal percentage. I mean, she had a terrible game. They're just a really bad team. They got blown out 102-66.
Yeah. I mean, and you have a lot of people saying the WNBA really blew this, and I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know. The worst team gets the number 1 pick. It's like most sports. It's a bad team. So, all right, Major League Baseball. Let's go. I'm going to go right into this, man. Matt's probably the happiest guy on the planet. Why is he the happiest guy on the planet right now? Because the Philadelphia Phillies are 37-14. 9-1 in their last 10. They're up 6 games on the Braves. How are you feeling, Matt? Is life good with your team being in first place? I don't know what that feeling is.
It is. It's really good. Little unexpected. They've been hot. Now we talk a lot off air, and I know you're going to bring it up. Scheduling helps. They've played, I believe, only 3 games of teams over 500 baseball. So they played some bad teams. They've beaten bad teams. I mean, 37-14. That's what you're supposed to do. Pitching looks great. They're one chink in the armor. Well, they have 2 chinks in the armor. They still strike out way too much. They need better positional hitting, move runners up, drop a bunt, do something, mix it up. And then the bullpen is still scary. I wish they would just say, hey, here's a really good prospect, Oakland A's. Here's 2 really good prospects, Oakland A's. You want 3 prospects, Oakland? Here you go. Give us Mason Miller. Let's close the door with him and Alvarado and all the other arms they have back there. And that would make me happy because they definitely have a bona fide third starter and probably the Cy Young front runner in Ranger Suarez right now, which is crazy, but he's been absolute money. Nola's still pitching really well. Wheeler's going to get it going because he just hasn't gotten the best run support. If they can add one more arm and a bullpen, I know we should add one more bat, like a defensive outfielder to replace Schwarber and whatnot. I'd be really ecstatic. The 6-game lead on the Braves is awesome, and I'm going to be really pumped up when they play the Dodgers because I think that's going to show who's going to be the big boy come playoff time.
All right, I'm going to go to Justin. You said you're a Nats guy. Mm-hmm. So we can do the Philly report, we can do the Nats report, and we can do the Pirate report here. And then we can hit on anything real quick. So overall, Nats, I think they got one out of the one against the Twins, I believe, this week, but struggling a little bit. I mean, the offense isn't there. I mean, do you think it's time? Woods is in AAA, I believe, one of their top prospects. They need hitters. Pitching has not been, I don't think, really horrible with them, except when it's Patrick Corbin day. Then, I mean, everybody lights it up. So, I mean, keep an eye on that and play the team runs with the other team. But overall, thoughts of the week with them. Is it time to bring one of these guys up and see what they can do?
I don't know if they're trying to play guys to maybe trade them later in the year to get more prospects. I'm not sure what they're doing, but at this point, just play all the young guys. I mean, they're terrible. They were staying at 500 for a little bit, but they're not a good team.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think they were doing okay for a little bit. I think their manager, Martinez, does a pretty good job. I think overall he's a pretty good job. It's time to get rid. I mean, I don't know what you'd have to do, eat a contract with Corbin, but I think it's time Corbin has to go. So, all right, I'll circle back around. Let me hit on the Pirates. The Pirates the last 2 days just been disgraceful. You got your 2 young guys. Jones pitched fantastic. I mean, I wouldn't say fantastic. He pitched well last night. Had a lead. Bullpen blew it. After a great comeback win, the first game in the series against the Giants. Played well out in Chicago against the second-place Cubs. Skeens pitched today. Again, I mean, I think everybody always thinks he's going to have like 13 strikeouts. Well, he didn't today, but he pitched really well to get a win. Bullpen blew it again. Again, Chapman's been a mess. I saw this morning somebody posted 20 innings, 15 innings, 20 walks. It's disastrous, this bullpen. I mean, it is bad. They're scoring a little bit of runs now, but man, we got to do something here. It's just all right. There's the Pirate report. Matt, anything else jumping off? In the MLB, Yankees are on fire. Soto, man, what a year Soto's having. Matt, real quick, can I ask something? Because I hit well last year. I hit the NL Cy Young. I jumped on Snell about June, and it was a really nice. It was a little pizza money, and I hit like $400 on it or something like that. Man, Chris Sale, your guy from the Phillies, I can't think of his name right now, is fantastic. Right now, Suarez. Thank you. Who do you think right now?
I'd lean Suarez. He's basically untouched through 9 games. So he's probably not the betting favorite. I haven't looked.
I haven't looked either.
I would have to say, I would probably say, what's his name from the Dodgers? Glasnow might be one, but he's looked kind of pedestrian the last 3 starts.
Yeah,
so
lost last night. Yeah, lost last night.
Suarez right now, especially if they can keep it up all year. I hope he maybe gets a little bit of rest come September. I don't want him to overdo it with him because he's never been a huge innings guy, but he's really getting there this year. So maybe they've figured it out with him. But if you gave me $100, that's who I'd throw it on.
All right. Any action yet? Just is anything started yet? NBA probably hasn't started yet.
8:30.
With his bets, you have Orioles and White Sox already started. It's bottom of the second.
What's that score?
1-0 White Sox.
Oh, look at the guy, man. The genius with the headband. Daniel Russo going with it right now. 1-0.
If I had to ask you guys, without taking a peek, who leads the Yankees in home runs right now?
Well, okay, so you asking this. I'm gonna you would have thought it was Soto.
I think Judge is above him. I think.
But with him asking this, it has to be someone. Claudell Washington back from the I don't know.
It's not Claudell or Bernie Williams.
Okay. Man, I would.
So it's three guys basically.
It's Judge, Soto,
Judge, or Stanton.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's Judge right now. I think last time I looked, he was above Soto in home runs.
Man, Stan had some. I'm gonna go Stan.
It's actually Judge, but I saw at the gym tonight. I think he has 15, and I was like, that is the quietest 15 home run action I've heard out of anybody. I was completely shocked that he has 15 home runs because you haven't heard anything. All you hear is Gunnar Henderson and Soto, and I was like, holy cow, man!
Well,
Judge
he started off really slow. Like his batting average was really low for a while. So
yeah, he's playing really well. He's hitting almost 270 now. So
nice.
Yeah, awesome. All right, quick NFL. What time? We're coming up here. We got a little bit of time. All right, so NFL. Let's hit NFL. We're hitting all sports, and we got odd one out tonight too. Before we get out of here, NFL. Warren Sharp put this out, boys, and I wrote it down. I thought this was great. Easiest schedules in his mind. Okay, ready? Here we go. Number one. Now, you know what? I'm going to go hardest. First. Number one, Steelers. Number two, New England. 3, Cleveland. 4, Baltimore. 5, Minnesota. All right. And I'm not breaking down. I'm not bringing all these. Justin can bring it up on the computer. I have nothing in front of me. But the win total for the Steelers, 8.5. Just real quick. And I don't know anything about these teams yet. I mean, we got training camp and we got everything. But if you had to do an over-under on the win total, what do you got? Hardest schedule, Steelers. Steelers, I have down, boys, 8.5. Matty, over-under on the Steelers.
I hate doing it, but I'm going to say over. I think it'll be 9. I don't think it's going to be 11 this year. Let's put it that way. I think 10 is probably their ceiling with that division. Burrow's going to be healthy. Ravens are going to be back. And maybe Cleveland figures it out a little better with Watson at QB. That division is the true meat grinder. Even C.J. Stroud said it on a podcast. They were arguing. Micah Parsons and him were arguing about the hardest division. And of course, Parsons argued for the NFC East. And I'm like, no.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that.
C.J. Stroud was like, I'd like to say ours, but no, he goes, it's the AFC North. It is truly that is the black and blue division anymore. And they all really hate each other, which adds to it. Like you look at some other divisions, I don't know if teams really hate each other anymore. I think that division still does, which makes it tough. And almost nobody in that division goes 2-0. It's usually a split. So,
right.
All right, over under Steelers 8.5.
I think I said last show or the show before, I think this is the first year the Steelers are going to be under 500.
Ooh, like it. He's coming out firing, man. He's coming out firing on the show. I like it. I'm going to go over. I think Steelers are going to get over 8.5. I kind of agree with Matt. I think it's like, I'm going to say 10. I think they get 10. But I got to break it down as the summer goes. All right, New England, really quick, 4.5. I'm going to start with Justin this time. Justin, 4.5, New England.
I think that sounds about right.
you think they're right on the number? Yeah, that's what Vegas usually does. They're right on the number. All right, I'm going to go. Matty, you'll go third here. I'm going to go New England. I'm going to go under. I think they get 4. I'm going to go under without looking at anything. So I'm going to go under.
Wow,
Matt.
that's so low. I've heard good things at camp, so it seems like everybody kind of is buying into the new outlook with Mayo there. Although one veteran, I forget who it was, says he does miss Belichick, and I was like, wow, that's interesting to hear. So I'm not sure how much of a tie he had to him. I'd have to look at their schedule, and without looking at it, I'm probably going to say over because I don't know. Nobody in that division really seems to blow me away. We don't know what Rodgers we're going to get. Miami lost a ton of guys, and then the Jets are always the Jets. So they might be able to sneak out 2 wins right there against their division. And you're telling me they can't grab 3 more elsewhere? So if their division's a meat grinder, if the division's a meat grinder and then they get some easy opponents, I don't buy into the whole hardest schedule thing. So I'm going to say over for New England.
All right. All right. I'm going to skip the Browns because I don't want to talk Browns. So I don't care. Ravens. We'll go a little more local here. 11.5. And they're in Warren Sharp's mind, 4th hardest schedule. 11.5. Matty, over, under.
11.5. I know they start out with Kansas City, so that's a rough one. Then you figure you're going to get your splits with the division, so that's 3. If it's 11.5, I'm going to say under. I'm going to say that's an 11-6 football team.
All right, Justin?
I'm going to say under as well. I think they're going to, although I like the addition of the running back
Henry.
I think they're a 10-win team.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you. I like Matty said a couple of minutes ago with the Steelers. You said about them being under with the Steelers. It's such a tough division. I think and they open with Kansas City. You know, I know Detroit got them last year. I think first game with Kansas City, but I think that's a tough, it's just overall tough. 11.5. I'll take the under. All right, one more because it's just, we got McCarthy. I'm a Michigan fan. Matt's a Michigan fan. I don't think he'll be quarterback in here, but early in the season, 6.5 Minnesota Vikings. Matty.
6.5.
6.5.
Oh, that sounds low, but I mean, it is Sam Darnold at quarterback. I think the real barometer, I think we'll know a lot with this team early because if Justin Jefferson is unhappy and potentially holds out, why, how, I don't know. I think, again, not looking at the schedule, I think if they start out, say, 0-3, which who knows, only a 6-win team in the Vegas books, I won't be shocked if we see McCarthy way earlier than we think. And who knows, maybe they can, wow, 6.5. You know what? That division's really good too. I'm going to go under. I'll say 6, but that's a struggle bus right there.
All right, Justin.
I'm going to say over. I think they're going to win 7 games.
It's tough when it's May.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll probably come back to this.
That division's good. It is.
Yeah.
I just think they have a lot of good players. I do think McCarthy's going to be in early, though. I think he's going to pick up well with that offense. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I mean, you hear that a lot. I mean, you really want to brag up your first-round pick and everything, but I'm hearing some good things about him. So, all right, we're not going to go through all these. Let me pick the easiest. Again, number 1 was Falcons, 2 Chargers, 3 Bears, 4 Jets, 5 Saints. Let's hit. Oh man, I want to hit the Falcons because you bring. Last year, everybody was on the Falcons. They have the running back, they have the wide receiver, they had the tight end, but they didn't have the quarterback. Now they got the quarterback, and then they drafted another quarterback. So 9.5 Falcons. Justin, I'm going to put you on the spot first, man. Oh, real quick, Ken, McCarthy is in by week 7. Over. Okay, yeah. Good stuff there, Ken.
I actually think that'll be under. I think he'll be in before week 7.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right, Justin, 9.5 Falcons.
I I think Kirk Cousins was a great pickup by them, but I still think they're an 8-win team. We'll see how that division goes, but I just don't think they're a good football team, but I think they're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything too with him is how healthy is he going to be? That's key. I mean, if his health is good,
is he starting week 1? Is he going to be okay?
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Okay.
I mean, I have no clue yet. I got to get in NFL mode. I just want to throw NFL
Did you
on.
say 9.5 or 8.5?
9.5. I have written down. That was off the same thing where I got his thoughts here, and that was the win total on some of these.
Off the top of your head, Tampa won the division last year. How many wins did they have? Were they a 9-8 team?
Justin will get on that in a second. So without even knowing that, Matt,
If Tampa won 9 games last year and won the division, I will go risky and I will say Atlanta gets 10.
Tampa was 9-8. New Orleans was 9-8. Atlanta.
I'll give Atlanta the nod, and I'll say they'll get to 10 and beat that by a half.
Okay. I'm a supporter of Cousins. I like him. 9.5. I think they have the talent. I really do.
Yeah.
I was high on them last year, and they blew it away. Now, because I didn't like the head coach, now he's the Steelers' offensive coordinator.
So got rid of that clown show, Arthur Smith. And
now he's the Steelers' offensive coordinator. My life just
can't wait for the memes with the clowns coming.
Just gets better and better and better. All right, I'm gonna go over 2, and we'll see. Chargers, our guy, man. Let's go. Leaving college. Harbaugh's going back out west. 8.5. Matty, does our guy get it, man?
Yes, but barely. I don't think they'll beat Kansas City, but they luck into a pretty bad Raiders team and a really bad Broncos team. So right there should be 3 wins, and then they got to piece together 6 more. I think they'll get it again. I think that's a tight one, but I'll give them over by a half.
Justin.
I agree. I think they're going to get it. Denver's really bad, and the Raiders are the Raiders. So.
The Raiders are the Raiders. All right, Bears. 8.5. Ooh. I was shocked on that. When I wrote that down, Chargers over. Ken says Chargers over. All right, thanks, Ken. Bears, 8.5. Hey, listen, defense is good. Defense was legit last year. Now you're throwing the rookie in there. You're throwing some rookies in there. Wide receiver. You got the quarterback. Oh man, 8.5 though. I'm gonna go under. They could get. I'm gonna say a good defense. 8. I'm gonna go 8. This is May. This could change. By July, I might be saying like 10. Bears under, bust a quarterback. I know, Ken, you don't like him at all. I know, buddy. I know. We've been talking about this for weeks. So I'm going to go a little quicker here. Let's go Bears under 8.5. Justin, what do you think?
I think it's going to be under as well. I think he's going to struggle. That's another good division. I think Detroit's going to win that division. Green Bay's right behind him. I think Minnesota's going to be above him if McCarthy goes in early.
Matty.
I think this is an under 2. This is a lot of weather games, and I heard a stat that Detroit, I believe, has 1 outdoor game after like December, just 1. I'm like, man, that's really good for a dome team. They get to play all these super nice games. So I think the Bears are on the other end of that. I think they have a bunch of outdoor games late in the year, snow, wind, and that thing. It's going to keep it close. I don't trust a rookie quarterback, though, in a really good division. So I'm going to go the under on the Bears.
All right, last team here. I'm not going to hit on the Saints. I'm going to just so we want to do odd one out and get Jess on time here in the studio. So Jets, 9.5. You got Rodgers coming back. What do we think there, boys? Justin, I'll start with you. 9.5 on the Jets?
9.5. I guess it all depends what Rodgers has left. I don't know. I don't think No, I think he's going to get it. I think he'll get 9 wins.
You think
or nine or 10.
10 wins? Okay, so you're right there. You're right on there. Maddie, what do you got on that?
Stone cold lock. Over.
Wow.
Okay.
Woo, in
here's
May.
why.
I love it. Everybody, wake up in the chat. Let's go.
Here's why.
I'm running to my phone right now. Let's go. Stone cold lock.
They
Let's go.
they have to, or it's blow the whole thing up.
Right.
It's Salah out. I mean, he better be in that locker room every
he's
day.
in trouble.
Yeah. If they do not get 10 wins, I don't even care if they make the playoffs. If they don't get 10 wins, if somehow they sneak into the playoffs with 9 wins or whatever, and then lose first round, he's out. If they get 10 wins and maybe get 1 playoff win, I think he's safe, and maybe Rodgers comes back here. If they don't do it, I think Rodgers is going to retire. I just think this is it. So Rodgers knows he has to win. Salah knows he's got to win. Woody Johnson, whoever else, the GM, everybody. Joe Namath should be there.
Richard Todd,
Yeah,
Blair Thomas.
Jeez. Kenny O'Brien,
give everybody an opinion there in New York, everybody.
I'm going to actually
Mark
bet this.
Mark Gastineau, let's go. Get an opinion.
Sack exchange.
Sackett, Joe Klecko.
Yep.
All right. That was awesome. That was fun. A little NFL talk here. All right, before we get out of here, odd one out. Everybody in the chat, wake up right now. Matt, they're still the Jets. All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, you know something. I mean, what was that? Was that 2 plays last year?
I think so. It was the first drive.
Yeah, first drive. It was second play or third play. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. So, okay, odd one out here this week, everybody. The game is a category, 3 choices, 1 has to go. And we've done this, and man, last time we did this, people weren't happy with the rat choice. Goodness gracious. All right, here. So we're doing sports. We got a little pop music. We're going to do music, not heavy, like hair bands. We're going to do 90s ladies tonight. It's ladies' night here, Thursday night at the Salisbury Center. And then we're going to do a movie category tonight. So here we go. First question. And John and Jeff, if you guys, I don't know if you'll want to jump in the sport one, but the music and the movies, I'm going to come to you. So wake up out there, pay attention. Here we go. Sports. Best leadoff hitter of all time. Ichiro Suzuki, Tim Raines, Ricky Henderson. 1 has to go. Maddie, I'll start with you.
When you said this pre-show, I knew it would be those 3. I can't believe I'm going to eliminate one of them, but I'm actually eliminating Ichiro. Tim Raines and Ricky were the best for 10 to 15 years because of their power. They had more homers than Ichiro probably did if you probably look on a year-to-year basis. Don't hold me to that. And they always stole 70 to 100 bases over a span. It was just more of a running league with the huge ballparks, easier to steal, dead ball era, the whole works. So I'm giving the edge to Ricky and Raines and eliminating Ichiro.
All right. Justin.
Man, I'm gonna go with Ken and say Tim Raines. I was a huge fan of Ichiro. I thought he was a hell of a player.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is hard. This is a hard game because they're all good. I mean, there was others when I looked. Like you could have thrown Pete Rose. I mean, you could have thrown a lot. Like Vince Coleman could have been on there. And again, like Matt,
Lou
I think
Brock.
made a Lou Brock. Yeah, I could have went into a lot more with everything there. So I just kind of went with some names that people maybe knew. But Matt, I think you made a great point. The 70 stolen bases, man, Raines did it a lot. So I love Ichiro. I do, but Ichiro's gone. I'm sticking Tim Raines. I'm going old school. Tim Raines, Ricky Henderson. Ricky's the best of all time. So there we go.
And not only that, it's Tim Raines in that sweet ass Expos jersey.
That was nice. That was nice. All right, here we go. We're going to go music. 90s, the ladies tonight, man. John, you paying attention? I'm coming to you. Jeff, you paying attention? All right, we got them. They're going to have to get their 2 cents here. All right, 90s, man. The girls are popping. Who do we have? We had Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and Jessica Simpson. Let's go behind the glass. I'm going to start with, John, let's go with you. Which one are you going to kick out? Which one did you not like?
I'd probably go to Simpson, but I think Spears is just an odd one out just by herself, but I'm going to give Simpson the boot.
Simpson's the boot. Okay. Jeff?
Jessica's ready to chime in also, apparently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just saw Jess. I'll get Jeff. Okay, Jeff, go for it.
Definitely Aguilera. I know that hurts you Pittsburgh guys, but
she's a local
I
Pitts.
can't stand her little rah voice. Brittany's too hot in her Catholic schoolgirl outfit, and Jessica Simpson in her Daisy Duke stuff. So
that was great. All right, Jess, what's going on, sweetie? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I can't wait for your
What's
show
the
here.
basis of this?
It's just anything. You can go. I mean, I don't think we need to talk about Brittany dancing in kitchens with
No, I
knives
wasn't
or
gonna
anything
go there.
right now. I think it's go back to the time. Who did you like at that time?
I'm going to kick out Simpson. It's an easy choice.
Okay, why?
I love her. Aguilera with the strong voice and continues to do so and just revamps herself. Jessica's a baller business lady, but in a musical sense, I didn't think she was great. Beautiful body, beautiful girl, good soul. And Brittany, she's Brittany.
Yeah.
She's, a pop icon in her own, no matter where she's at now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, Justin, what are you doing here?
I agree with Jess. Simpson's got to go.
Okay, Maddie, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We get a keeper in.
So no. So Christina's got to stay. I'm going to argue Jeff's point. She has supposedly one of the 3 greatest voice ranges, along with Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. I guess only certain people can hit certain notes, and they're the 3. So that alone keeps her in, and she is good looking. Jessica Simpson is easy on the eyes, but she's the least talented out of this group. Brittany was the icon, so she stays.
All right. I'm gonna agree with you. I thought this was tight. Jessica, very nice on the eye. A little Nick Lachey marriage there. That TV show that came out later, and that was funny kind of show there, hearing some of their stuff. But I'm gonna kick Jessica Simpson out too. Aguilera, fantastic singer. Brittany still in the news today. You never know what she's gonna do, but she was fantastic. Thought Jeff with the Catholic schoolgirl outfit in that video, top notch, so let's keep it. All right, last category, movies. We're going to go a little Patrick Swayze this week. Little Patrick Swayze movies. Okay, so I broke down a lot. I knew right away the 2 movies I threw in. Then you have to look at some other ones. And a couple of them are like, I don't know what this one is. I'm not the biggest movie guy either. No. So I went with the one that I looked at some rankings and best one. Now, I know it's a bunch of guys and a bunch of guys in the chat. So there's going to be 2 that are going to be guy flicks. And then that one that maybe you took your girlfriend, wife, or somebody that maybe you wanted them to be one of those 2. Here we go. Roadhouse, Point Break, Ghost. Which Patrick Swayze movie are you kicking out? Jeff, I'm going to start with you.
What are my choices again?
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Point Break, and Ghost.
Ooh, Ghost was iconic when I was young, but it's got to go. I mean, the other 2 are just classics.
Yeah, classic. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to give it away. I think you know where I'm going.
It's too womanish for the Ghost one. It's a great movie, but
that is a good movie.
just so much action, and also Keanu Reeves. How can you go wrong?
Point Break's fantastic. All right, John, where are we going here?
I was going to boot out Point Break because I just didn't love. I didn't love it. I just didn't love it. I'm Ghost and Roadhouse. Sorry.
Way to be different.
Yeah.
That's why you're the best in the game. Best behind the glass, being a producer, but also with the opinion on Patrick Swayze movies. All right. Is Jess still right there? Can Jess
Yes,
jump
she's
in?
right here.
Okay, Jess, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Wait. I'm upset Dirty Dancing's not in there. But
I was going to put it in there, but I thought it was even more. I thought Ghost I could get away with a little bit with this crowd.
Point Break is one of my favorite movies, so that stays.
That's why she's top notch.
Roadhouse, I love Ghost. It's so iconic. That's tough. I'm going to kick out Ghost because I love Dirty Dancing better, so I can live without Ghost.
Okay. Thank you, Jess. All right, Justin, which one has to go?
I'm gonna go Ghost as well. I loved Point Break, and Roadhouse is a good movie. So,
yeah, amen to that. All right, Maddie, what do you got?
I'm kind of disappointed in the actual 3. I can't believe you don't have Red Dawn in there.
I was gonna put Red
Or
Dawn.
Outsiders.
I had Outsiders too.
I would have eliminated Ghost and Point Break and put in Red Dawn and probably the Outsiders.
See, I've watched Red Dawn. I think that's so far fetched. It was okay.
Outsiders' greatest
Great.
Patrick Swayze movie ever.
Okay.
What movies are so good that they want to redo them? They redid Red Dawn. I mean, it was awful, but they want to redo it.
They did Point Break too.
They should have called that one Red Rocket.
They did.
Well,
they did Point Break too. It was horrible.
Yeah. I'd rather watch it.
They
Electric Boogaloo or whatever that is.
Hold on, Jess. What's chiming?
They just remade Roadhouse. I just watched it.
Correct.
Yeah,
so
they did that.
Roadhouse.
I haven't seen it yet.
Roadhouse stays.
Coming back to you. Hold up for a second.
Ghost is out.
Ghost is out. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy.
Okay. Now we got a new segment: movie reviews with Jess. Jess, how was Roadhouse 2?
I actually liked it. It was mixed reviews on Facebook. People either hated it or they really liked it. It was action-packed. It had a great storyline. I thought it could have had a little more just depth, but I mean, it is about, what it is about. So how much depth can it have? But it was action-packed, and it was funny with, what's the wrestler's name that's in it?
Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
The MMA fighter, you mean?
His acting wasn't the greatest. I think that's why people were upset with it.
He was hilarious. That reminded me of a Tonka toy.
It was like Cobra Kai, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheesy enough that it was awesome.
Yeah. Some of those, I think in the original Roadhouse, did Terry Funk Jr. really do great acting? I don't know. I mean, it is. So, okay, I'm going to go the same. I'm sorry. I had Red Dawn down. I had the Outsiders, so Smitty screwed up. I threw on to try to maybe get that female point of view, if we have any female listeners, and I threw Ghost to be romantic a little bit. I'm kicking it out. I want Roadhouse. I want Point Break, and there you go. Odd one out for the week. All right, fellas. Fun show, man. Justin, quick. Eddie, did the Celtics game tip off yet? Give me a quick Celtic one before I drive home.
25-22 Pacers.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, high scoring. Go.
Still got a minute, 24 left in the first.
All right.
Jaylen Brown has 7 points.
Derek White with a big goose egg.
No, he's going to catch fire. So, all right, man. There we go. Thanks for everyone in the chat. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Justin, thanks for joining the team, man. We're going to have a lot of fun this summer. We're going to break down a lot of sports. Maddie, what do we always say?
Hey, everybody who bet the White Sox, bang your bookies.
Thanks for listening to the Notebook Wagering Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes, and be sure to follow @Notebook Wagering. Until next time.